few things we have to cover. Okay. Those with not only keen eyes but also keen ears would understand that a few moons ago I presented the world with a project where the chief of Chicago's FBI station, Chief Whittingham, sent my assistant rather a dire message beckoning for my help. And again, those with not only keen eyes but also keen ears would understand that this was a dire inquiry because, again, of my famously worldwide known accolades. And Shelly, if you feel generous enough, of course, you could put on the screen once more all of my accolades that I've accumulated over the years, just to give a gentle reminder as to why the chief of Chicago's FBI station, Chief Whittingham, wanted to hire me in the first place. Oh my God, I'm floored. What about you? Of course, they gave this to me because I'm famously known for all the accolades I've accumulated over the past couple of months, right? But it's those damn Ivy League college graduates with a $65,000 golden spoon, meticulous, crafted by Daddy and his friends, Amex Gold, Platinum, and Centurion. And said spoon is full of privilege and full access to the tools to properly solve this case, but because they're too busy balancing on Daddy's cock, they have no skills to actually solve it, which is why they called me. But I digress. But mainly, it's because of that, oh my God, it's because of that entity that thought it was more important to go succumb to her fantasy, her naughty girl fantasy of role playing as this toaster strudel, and wanted to get ropes of plastered to the back of her fucking butt. No. See, the difference between you and a toaster strudel is that your husband's no, because that's what it is. You wanted to cosplay as a toaster strudel because you wanted to get painted ropes on your back. You thought that was more important than solving a murder mystery. But the difference there, though, right? A toaster strudel is glazed with something delectable and memorable. Something that you can digest easily. Something that's going to leave a mark, not derogatory, on your tongue, right? Your husband, he has a diet of hot Cheetos, alcohol, probably Tito's. But he's most likely fucking the community bottom at your local bathhouse in your city. You see what I'm trying to say? So that is radioactive. Chernobyl-esque. Oh, I'm just really mad because I put so much time and effort into that project and it just feels like we don't care. I would love to drop whatever the fuck I'm doing and cosplay as a fucking rag for pseudo-trade whenever the fuck I feel like. Oh, I would love that. Strip myself down raw and wait for someone to come over and paint me. No, I get it. I would love to do that too. Fuck you. Oh. I'm seeing so many things in the periphery of my vision. Emphasis on periphery because these are things that I'm not looking at because it's just having a hard time holding my attention. But this is what my millions of fans want, so this is exactly what we're going to do. Labubus. I would say I'm somebody that has their finger on the pulse of pop culture. When I was 19 years old, I from the ages of, I guess it was like 16 and 19 years old, I would say, I was in it. I was rotating the wheel that sort of made the media be like, okay, so this is what the kids want, right? As I've, left the age bracket of like 22, 23, oh my God, 2 more years of having health insurance I gotta pay for it. I'm like, myself. Oh my God. I feel like I'm seeing new things turn up. And, listen, I'm not somebody that's not for fun trend. Stanley Cups. These new age cats had a whole thing with Stanley Cups about a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I'm not really too sure. And then they had that scandal where they were putting like lead in their cups. Oh my God. What's funny about that is I gave my mom a present of a Stanley Cup for her birthday like a week after that was announced. And I said, well, may God bless you and you bless. And she's perfectly fine. It's a great, fabulous gift. It's white, stainless steel. You can't be too mad at it. My point being is that I'm not one to stray away from a trend. So if you take a gander up here, Funko Pops, this is so serious for me. I feel like they had their big boom in the early pandemic stages. I'm not really too entirely sure. I think 2021 was like really hot on the wave of it. Where we really defer is, these Funko Pops, yes, it's a fun little trend, but I'm approaching it with my own sense of self. If it makes any sense. I'm not just buying a Funko Pop just to buy a Funko Pop. Like, I feel like a lot of these new age cats We're buying Funko Pops just to sort of fill the void of whatever. No, you see, oh, it's just Star Wars. You take a gander over there, you can maybe see it in the frame a little bit. It's like, it's through and through who I am. Like, I'm not joking about this. Like, it's not just a trend for me. See, a lot of you are just buying Funko Pops just because you saw on your For You page, oh, Funko Pops are trending. Which is my point about labubus. You gotta give me a minute, I swear. Why are you buying these things? Same thing with those Sunny Angel things. Maybe there's some sort of cultural, maybe you can do some research. Let us do that. That's a brilliant idea. How about we do that right now? Meaning behind Sunny Angels. I know we're talking about labubus, but we spinned off to Sunny Angels, so bear with me for just like 4 seconds. Oh, whoa. I mean, fuck whatever the fuck I just said, my ignorant fucking American ass. Genuinely, Japan is so fabulous. So fucking fabulous. The culture, the food, the people, the media. Don't even get me fucking started. Hold on, more on that later. Let's go back to labubus. Is there a cultural... See, I'm seeing words like Hong Kong, and I just support, well, I don't... Whatever. Point being is that a lot of you new age cats just scrolling your For You page, you see Vanilla Mace holding up this little plastic toy. You see her do it and you're like, well, now I want to open up my credit card and spend $70 on this little creature. Because why not? No, you're sheep. Let's think for ourselves, people. Just like a little bit. For example, back to my Funko Pop, just like for 1 second, because I just love talking about Star Wars. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just really something that's true to me, genuinely through and through. Even this. Get a little of this. This is technically what we would call a Funko Pop. Look right here. You know what I'm trying to say? Ever since I was 7 years old, this has been my favorite Pokemon of all time. Apom. If you don't fucking... I don't care. Shut up. I would rather bounce on a jagged, non-lubed, rugged Mexican Coke bottle than listen to your opinions about me and my Pokemon. I don't care. You people make fun of me all the time for my nerdy endeavors. Yes, I'm gonna use endeavors again because that's what it is. I don't give a fuck. Sorry that I'm original and I have a personality of my own, okay? I don't go to my For You page to find my personality through other people because I don't know myself at all. This is something like, it's a Funko Pop, like I'm on a trend, but I'm using it as a vehicle to express myself even more. But if y'all can be sheep on the internet and follow trends that you have no interest in, and because you have no personality and you don't know who you are, I can do this. And I'm not saying everybody who likes labubus has no personality, no interest, but the majority, the masses, right? The new age cats, the general, the people like those, they don't really do things for themselves. They do things because they say it's trending. Those cats, right? Not everybody. If you like labubus, that's cool. That's your shtick. But like, I'm just talking for those people. Understand that people don't. Media literacy is so bad. This is who I am. Like this will never change. I'll be 55 years old talking about some fucking Apom bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Have you guys seen the anime? You have to see him. He's so fabulous. Please excuse me. But there's another thing we have to talk about too. Talk about Love Island. I don't really get it at all. I just feel, something really interesting I've been thinking about, and I think this is a good, not analogy, but like a comparison. I've been thinking a lot about Benson Boone recently. A lot of Benson Boone criticism, if you even want to call it that. I mean, the kid really, he's my age. But I mean, the guy really just exists and he gets berated by the people on the internet. And my comparison here would be to be a lot of things I see about him are just like, oh, his music has no soul. There's no point to it. He's just saying things and he's this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Would we not say the same thing about Love Island? In like sort of the realm of like it's just mindless entertainment, right? These people are like criticizing him for having such a shallow take on pop music. Sure, but then how could you say that and then turn on Love Island and be like, this is the best thing I've ever watched in my entire life? I don't get that. Because it's like, but I see this entity and he's sort of just being berated constantly for singing his fun little pop songs. I just feel like, holy shit, let the guy live. And he can't do anything. I just feel like he's not a horrible singer by any means. He can perform. I've seen him perform a couple times. I think maybe the backflips get people like, a little upset. But again, I don't really see it's not like he's doing anything wrong or harm to anybody. Like he's just existing. I don't know. I mean, I get it, like moonbeam ice cream. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Who knows? But it's camp. Like, why not? Enjoy the moonbeam ice cream. It's such a lazy critique, if you even want to call it critique. It's fucking hating. You just are hater-ass bitches. Find the fucking joy in your life. People like to say, sorry, I'm getting emotional. People like to say that I'm corny or I'm cringy for just existing. For what exactly, they don't tell me. They just say that I'm corny and cringy in general. That's perfectly fine. But my thing is, like, I'm free. I'm myself. This is who I am. If you think that me talking about Pokemon, anime, I just, in my personal opinion, like, I just think I don't understand that because it's just so fabulous. Like, who else is gonna talk about his undying, unfettered love for Apom, and then read a couple pages of Donna Tartt, and then spin a Joni Mitchell record, and then watch Attack on Titan? It's so nuanced. A lot of you don't even know what that word even means. That's why y'all even like it, because you can't even digest what's happening here. Like, you don't even get it. Like, you don't even get it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't understand. I'm fucking corny. You're fucking corny, bitch. You have a fucking labubus strapped to your fucking pussy at the age of 45. Kill your no more of this. I will live my life the way I want to live it. If I want to go on the internet and post myself in an 8-bit version of myself with my Pokemon team, I'm going to do just that. And I don't give a fuck about what you say. Oh my God. They fucking berated. I felt like Cersei walking through King's Landing, but stripped raw through King's Landing as they threw stones at me. But as I always say, when you are a beacon of light. Anyway, whatever. If you want like an actual analysis of Love Island, you're unfortunately not gonna get that here because I've never actually pressed play. But I do respect it. You know, I mean, again, the Kardashian genre of like TV, like reality TV that's like unscripted and like fun and like campy. Love it. I'm not saying that I'm better than it. Go easy on Benson Boone. I feel like he just hasn't done anything wrong. And I feel like, you know, if you're gonna hate on Benson Boone, you can't watch Love Island. That's just like kind of how like my mind works, personally. I don't know. Anyway, on the horizon, I think Ortega's new TV show is coming up, and I mean, I'm thrilled. Well, maybe not so thrilled, because my last experience with Ortega's endeavor of being Wednesday, I love Ortega. Ortega's great. Ortega soars. Every time she does anything on set, I mean, she takes flight and she stays up there. She never not sticks the landing. I mean, she's incredible. I mean, what a masterpiece of a woman. I really do want to see her in like an actual, like, where's her actor son? Where's her I, Tanya? Where's her who's like had like a, like, where's her Dune part 2? Like, you know, like these actors and actresses have had like a role that's like changed the culture. Like, where's Ortega? Ortega's show, Wednesday season 2, is coming out in a couple weeks. Okay, we've talked about this because was I absolutely enthralled by it? Yes and no. The no maybe has to do with the surrounding things in my life at the time. Smear campaigns against Malik Franklin are being, thrown across my hometown, and I was just slandered. Oh my goodness. I mean, really, it's interesting because I don't leave my room at all. So it's like, how does a smear campaign happen to you? You would be surprised. Again, when you are a beacon of light. Pseudo-trade literally will pull all stops to make you seem like you are a fucking, oh my God, a desperate loose hole on a hill, leaking everywhere, because that's all you are to these people. Pseudo-trade, and pseudo is very important than quasi here, because pseudo is not even like real. Quasi is like seemingly, but not quite. But pseudo, you're just a fucking fraud. You want the accolades that come with being trade, right? But you will never be that. You want the accolades and the idiosyncrasies that come with being a fat. But you don't have the bust to handle what it takes to be a full-blown fucking kill yourself. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Anyway, smear campaigns were happening with me, so, you know, maybe my disdain with the show stems from that. I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Jack Armchair. What the fuck is his name? The podcast where all the actresses and actors go on. That one. He had Ortega on, and Ortega was sort of just talking about how she really wanted the horror aspect of Wednesday to be amped up by like 10 million, and I couldn't agree more, which is my main qualm with the show. I wanted more. I know they could give me more. It just seemed very bubbly, and I was like, but this is Wednesday. But it seemed very Netflix bubbly, and I was just like, but this is Wednesday. Like, why is she, I think she literally said this, Jenna Ortega. She was like, why is she like in a love triangle? Why? Wednesday would not be you go listen to it. Maybe I'll put a link. I don't know. They could use the stream. Shout out Brewster Durbin. I mean, his career has skyrocketed ever since I gave him a little shout out in my last motion picture, quasi motion picture. Like, make sure I always emphasize on that, because this is. I mean, I check his Instagram, I check his Spotify page, and I mean, every time I check it, it's like 1 million, 10 million, 50 million. I mean, I still haven't got the email for the royalties. I'm still waiting on that because, again, I gave you everything and I don't have any sort of money in my account. Wednesday. So this new season, I'm hoping has the grit. I'm all about the grit. You know, I grew up loving horror. At my core, I'm a horror person. You know, when I was about, I want to say 5, 6, around that age, I'm not too entirely sure, there was a VHS at my home, and my mother said, do not watch any horror movies until I get home. If you're gonna do it, wait till I get home. I was being babysitted by my cousin that was like about 4 or 5 years older than me, and of course we said, well, no, let's watch a movie. So we watched Jeepers Creepers, and you know, I know there's, you know, surrounding the director of the movie, I understand that, but we're going to talk about the actual impact that actual movie, the piece of art, had on me as a young child. So I remember I watched the scene where he gets dropped down into the pipe and goes into the basement where like his lair, Jeepers Creepers lair, is at, right? He goes down there and he turns on like the flashlight and he sees the people like stitched, if you want to call it that. I haven't seen it in such a long time, but they were like plastered, if you will, to the wall, and it was like they were all like dismembered and torn apart and cut up, and it was like the most genuinely one of the most egregious things I've ever seen as a kid. We'll never forget sitting on that floor being like, but I sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, that feeling was so like, this is the power of movies. This is what movies can do. I will never forget sitting there being like, how horrifying is that? Going into this random basement with this creature, and then you go down there, and his lair is literally lacquered with people's dead bodies. Movies are so powerful. Holy fucking shit. Call me corny, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, hopefully Ortega's newest endeavor is horrifying. Really, I hope it's genuinely scary. I really do think there's potential there. I have faith in her. I know she has the grit, and I just hope I hope the writer's room respected her pen, because I hope she was in there being like, no, you need to take that out and put this in. Please, please, please. Yeah, oh, yeah. Superman. Oh, okay. When I'm filming this, Superman comes out in about, I think tomorrow, actually. And well, fun fact for you, since we're talking about Superman, pseudo-trade. I know I just condemn pseudo-trade. See, sometimes I'm a little hypocritical in the context of this, but pseudo-trade sort of came up to me and he was like, let's go watch Superman. And I was like, and pseudo-trade sort of told me that he loved the first Superman when it first came out. So I'm gonna have to force myself at some point tonight to watch the first Superman, because oh my god. The politician, you already know what I'm going to say. I don't even need to say it. I've said it 20 times. Rewind the video if you really need to hear me curse you out for not being involved in real things. The politician was a moment. Fact for you, actually. The first time I heard Joni Mitchell's song River was Ben Platt singing it, and I genuinely thought that was his song, and I was bored. Listen, don't get mad at me. I was born in 2001, and I was raised on ethnic things like Bob Marley and Michael Jackson. So, you know, Joni Mitchell is just never on the horizon. But now that we're talking about Joni Mitchell, I just watched Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder, starring, is it Ben Stiller? It's Ben Stiller, the creator of Severance. Oh my goodness, a genius. I think he directed the movie too. I mean, he's great. I mean, I'm for it. Have you seen Severance? Season 2? The last 10 minutes, I wanted to bounce on a non-lubed, rugged Mexican Coke bottle. I'm being so serious. Hold on. Tropic Thunder. Joni Mitchell, Tropic Thunder. I pressed play because I looked at the screen and I said, is that Robert Downey Jr.? And then I looked closer and I was like, why is he like darker than me? Ooh. And I looked closer and I said, why the fuck does this motherfucker have 4C wig? My point here is that what reminded me of the connection here, it's all connected. Oh my God, it's brilliant, because Joni Mitchell, if you don't know, Joni Mitchell, she was a bad girl. Oh my God. I will not put that on the screen, but if you feel like inclined to go look up Joni Mitchell circa like 1975 for her album that was post Jira, you can do that. Let's just say the two shared a similar hair texture that they weren't naturally born with, and it was just the most, I was floored. I said, did the costume department, this is my letterbox review, let me read it out loud for you right now. I said, did the costume department reach out to her team to maybe pick up the 4C wig that she used for her critically acclaimed album? I think I don't know what it's called. It's the one after Hajira. Hajira is a masterpiece though. Listen. Anyway, their wigs were the same. It's all connected. Superman, David Cornsweet's playing Superman, and David Cornsweet was in The Politician. And in The Politician, Ben Platt sang River, which is Joni Mitchell's song, and Joni Mitchell was in blackface. And then I watched a movie where Robert Downey Jr. was in blackface. So it's all connected. See, when you have keen eyes and you are aligned, you can make things like that happen. It's beautiful, really. No, but I do think that David Cornsweet really does have the grit to hold his own. When I saw The Politician when I was younger, of course it was floored. I mean, panties to the floor. And, you know, I'm thinking about my digital footprint. When I say that, I'm saying it, it's lacquered in comedy. Satire. It's lacquered in unseriousness, okay? Understand that I'm not actually like... It's also universal. Like, if you see anything that's, like, relatively good, you can throw your panties. Why not? I don't think it's a fucking crime to give a man a very nice compliment on his physique and his features. Holy shit. Let a live. It's getting rowdy. Let me get back on track. Politician, loved it. David Cornsweet's great. I knew from then that he had the sauce. I think it was Hollywood that came out, once again, proved again that he had the sauce. And then Pearl came out, and I said, once again, he has the sauce. So, can't wait, he's gonna crush it. Okay, those are all the topics that Chili has left for me to talk about. So, I guess we're done here. When I feel inclined to press plan a motion picture, because, I mean, that's my safe space. I mean, really. So, you know, me going out of my way to sort of appease pseudo-trade is just fucking, I mean, horrible. Speaking of pseudo-trade, why don't we transition over to Tinkerbell that was cleaning out for said pseudo-trade earlier, because I no longer want to talk, and the director of communications at Franklin HQ has to do their job because we're paying them graciously. I mean, we're flooded with money these days.